What is up everyone, welcome back to another video, the final video of the season before we have a season review after game week 38 is finished. It is finally here, we have done amazingly this season. Thank you all firstly for all your support. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel, but I want to say a massive thank you before we get into this for all of the views, all of the comments, all of the support you have given me throughout the season. I hope you have done well and how you want to this season. If not, we're going to come back again stronger next year. We're going to talk about game week 38, potential transfers out for me, potential transfers in, captaincy, where I want to get to in the world, what I need to achieve on the final day of the season if I am going to get there. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at how I got on my free hit in game week 37. So my free hit team is up on screen now, and you can see I scored 99 points, just 1 point outside the 100 club, but it was still a decent enough game week for me. There were a few decisions on this free hit which didn't go quite to plan. Danny Ings being my captain being the main one. If I'd have gone with Vardy, if I've gone with Richarlison, if I'd gone with practically anyone else in my team apart from Danny Ings and Mykolenko, I would have been in a better position than I am in now. Hey ho, it is what it is. The rest of my team performed pretty well. Pickford with a 4, Dean with an 8, we got Cash with a 4, Mykolenko with a 2. Zaha got an assist last night, Son blank, but that's okay, he was so highly captained. Cornet, my differential, got an assist, I was happy to see that. Maddison and Vardy coming in with absolutely monster returns, and Maddison getting another goal against Chelsea, and then Richarlison in there as well. Let me know how you got on, and if you captained Richarlison going into that double game week, well done and congratulations, you will have got a monster haul I'm sure, and a nice green arrow. I did get a nice green arrow this week. I moved up from 3.2k to 1.6k, so I halved my rank and I'm in the top 2k, 1.6k, very happy with that. I am 14 points outside the top 1000 going into the final day of the season. It feels like too big a mountain to climb. It doesn't seem impossible, but it seems highly unlikely now. But let's have a look at what potential transfers I'm thinking of that I could make to try and make up that small bit of ground that I still have to if I want to achieve that top 1k dream. So in terms of my potential transfers out, there are 4 players that I'm really looking at, although mainly 3 that I actually think I'll go and sell this week. As you can see down below me, I only have 1 free transfer and absolutely no money in the bank. So if I do want to make a couple of changes, I will have to be taking -4s. Now, those of you considering taking -4s going into the final day, I would probably err on the side of caution, because if they get 1 return, that's 6. That's the same amount as the player that you're selling who needs to blank. I like taking hits only when it has quite a few number of weeks that it has the chance of paying off. A 1 week -4 is not something I really love. The occasional one that you could take this week if it helps restructure your team, then fine, but I wouldn't go taking -8s, -12s going into the final day of the season. The players that I might sell this week, first of all, is Salah, who is currently yellow flagged. Again, we'll have to wait for the press conference from Jurgen Klopp to see if he has any chance of playing. I personally don't think he does. I think he'll be on the bench. Going into that Wolves game, he'll get a few minutes in the second half, but then they will rest him and make sure he's fit to play in that Champions League final. If he is fit, he could be a massive differential for me, and I could end up keeping him. So I will be making my transfers live on my deadline stream on Sunday morning. Next up, we have Richarlison. Now Everton are safe. I think there's much less for them to play for, and they are playing against an Arsenal team who need a minimum of a win if they want to get a Champions League place. Arsenal have looked poor recently, so I could just keep Richarlison, but there are upgrades that I could make in this position. Rhys James next. I think there's going to be rotation for that Chelsea team going into that Watford fixture. Some of the youngsters like Harvey Vale are likely to start. We'll see Azpilicueta start, for example, as well. I do think there's a good chance that Rhys and Alonso, both of which are in my team at the moment, could get reduced minutes, but I don't necessarily think it's a priority transfer. And the final transfer out I could make is Dennis, who is currently red flagged at the moment going into the game week, unlikely to play, and has a very difficult fixture away at Chelsea there. So the 4 players I'm really looking at selling, but I think it's unlikely that I sell Rhys James. In terms of those replacements, the players that I really want to own going into this week, in midfield, we've got Phil Foden and Mason Mount. Mason Mount could be Kai Havertz because he didn't start as well against Leicester. And if I am chasing a little bit of a differential, going Kai Havertz over Mason Mount could be the way that I do it. That Chelsea fixture at home to Watford is a great fixture. I think they'll be wanting to send off the fans in style in that last game. And then Foden wanting to win the league. He didn't start in game week 37 again. Villa at home, who have been better defensively, but I still think City will win that game comfortably. So 2 midfielders, similar price that I could bring in. And if I did bring them in for Mo Salah, it would free up a lot of money in my team. And where would that money go? Well, Richarlison up to Harry Kane, up to Jamie Vardy, up to Romelu Lukaku even, could be the transfer that I make. Now, because Lukaku started, I don't think I'll go with him. And Vardy has played a lot of minutes recently. Vardy I probably expect to start, but Harry Kane would be my pick of the premiums at the moment. Away to a Norwich team who seem to be conceding chances for absolute fun. Spurs need some points if they want to get into the Champions League, and I expect them to do so comfortably on the final day. Now, the only thing is, I do currently own Son and Kulusevski as well, so this would be a Spurs triple up going into the final day. Now, the other forward that I could go with, if Salah is fit, for example, I could just do Richarlison out, is Ivan Toney. I've spoken a little bit about the narrative around the Brentford versus Leeds game, how there was a lot of beef when Leeds got promoted and Brentford didn't, and I think there is a good chance that Brentford want to send Leeds down back into the Championship, and they will get a lot of joy in doing that, and I think Toney is definitely the type of character who will get involved and want to put a goal in the back of the net in order to do so, and we know the form he's shown in recent weeks, and he's on penalties as well. So those are some of the potential transfers I'm making. Let's get my current team up and I'll show you what transfers I think I'm going to make going into the final day. So this is how my team is lining up at the moment going into game week 38. We do have a 5-4-1 formation. So Schmeichel starts in goal. We've had almost but assured confirmation that Schmeichel is going to retain his place. There was talk about Ward getting 2 games between now and the end of the season. He had 1, but he was injured for the other one he was meant to start. And they have said that Schmeichel is going to get the final home game. So that's okay. Southampton have not been scoring a lot of goals recently. They did score the other night against Liverpool, but it was a rotated Liverpool side. Now, Leicester have not been that great defensively, but I am hoping for some save points or even a clean sheet from Schmeichel here. The defence, we've got Trent, Robertson, Rhys James, Alonso and Cancello. The big at the back formation that I've been running for a fair few weeks is back again. Trent and Robbo both got a rest against Southampton, so I expect them both to start, and there is big haul potential for them. I'm very happy having these two, especially given they were given a rest. They have a small chance of helping me into the top 1k. If I'm going to do it, I think a lot of points will have to come from these two. Next up, double Chelsea defence. As I expect, I think there'll be rotation for that Chelsea team. I'd be surprised if both of these guys starts, but I don't think it's necessarily easy to predict which one of them drops out. So I am going to start both of them. Fingers crossed they both do start, but I'm not that hopeful. If they do, clean sheet, attacking return points are definitely on the cards as well. Finally, we've got Cancello. Again, City have been great defensively. Cancelo's been great going forward. Happy to own him, although the Man City defence is probably going to be over 100% owned this week. So actually, I probably want them to lose their clean sheet going into this game, and I want Cancello to get attacking returns but no clean sheet. But still happy with him. If they do get that clean sheet, he's good for bonus points as well. Back 5, goalkeeper, very happy with it. In midfield, Salah in there at the moment, yellow flagged. We spoke about some potential replacements for him. Again, if he is fit, I'll happily keep him because he'll end up being quite a good differential if he is fit for this game. Then we have Son and Kulusevski, both away at Norwich. Great fixture. They need some points if they want to get Champions League football, and I think these two both should start. Given that Kulusevski didn't start in game week 37, he should start here. Now, his returns have been pretty hit or miss. Let's just hope that this is the week that he gets those hit returns alongside Son next to him, who's likely to be the most highly captain player in the game. Also, likely to be my captain, I could go for Harry Kane if I'm looking differential and I end up buying him, but at the moment, Son will be my captain. Saka next to him again. Arsenal have dropped off a little bit. I'm not going to sell him. I'm just going to hope that he goes into that game against an Everton team who are now assured from safety, don't need to get anything on the final day, and that Saka can get some returns because he has been sold quite a little bit, so he becomes a bit more of a differential this week. Finally up front, Richarlison does start, but with nothing to play for, I am looking at transferring him out going into game week 38. So that is the starting lineup. Pukki, Dennis and Gordon on the bench with Ben Foster. But potential and predicted transfers, I don't think Salah is going to be able to start. I don't think Richarlison is going to have that much to play for. So I am predicting a -4 on the final day of the season to bring in Mason Mount for Watford at home and Harry Kane for Norwich away. This looks like an incredible team, even with a -4 that has the ability to make up 14 points or what will be 18 points after a -4. So I'm not hopeful to make up an 18-point gap on a -4 or even the 14 points I would. Let's hope for a miracle. Son is going to be my current captain. There will be a deadline stream going into game week 38, so make sure you're subscribed, you turn on notifications and have liked the video as well. Thank you all again so much for watching. Thank you all for your support this season. Good luck in the final game week of the season. Let me know how you've got on this year in the comment section down below. Thank you all. I'll see you on Sunday. Good luck in game week 38 and I'll be back again very soon.